Hey, it's me, it's Kira. I am just wanting to go ahead and film a video about makeup. As you all know, um, it's nighttime. I just wiped off my day makeup besides my mascara and my brows. They're on still. I wanted to do a full face of Drugstore makeup, so I want to try to make it a little bit quicker because I do need to get going to bed. But I wanted to show off some of my favorite Drugstore products. I know some of them I've already shown, but also some of them I haven't yet. And also like a quick look for like an office, basically an office work look. So we're gonna go ahead and play with those products. I'm starting off with the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Daily Moisturizer. This is one that I use pretty frequently. I kind of rotate my moisturizers depending on what I like, because again, I have very sensitive skin, but this is one that doesn't burn, doesn't hurt, doesn't make me peel or flake or anything. I think it performs really well under makeup, regardless of when you put it on. I know sometimes with certain products, if you put it on too soon and then try to apply like a foundation or something, that can create peeling. For this, I've never experienced that with this moisturizer, so that's the one nice thing about it. It's not too fragranted, has a little bit of fragrance, but nothing extreme, at least for me. I think it smells good and clean and I like it. So there's that, the e.l.f. Skin like Holy Hydration. I pretty much like anything on this line. The Holy Hydration line is really good. I use their cleansing balm for taking my makeup off at night. That's my first step with cleansing is that. So, sorry, I really needed a drink of water. Anyway, so I'm gonna let that sit for just a minute. And I think I'm gonna hurry and work on a quick eye look. I'm gonna be using the Morphe like Artistry palette. They just came out with some brand new palettes, which I need to make a different video on that. I do have at least one of them, but this is one of their like original ones that they've had out. I don't know how not more people are talking about this. I love this palette. Super sparkly. If you're into very neutrals, but like neutral glam, I feel like you would love this. Honestly, the quality is really, really good. Especially for the price, like it is so worth it to me. This was like $15, I think. And yeah, I truly love it. The only one that I've struggled with is this shadow. It has a little bit of hard pan. You can see it a little bit, but honestly, I use my fingers too all the time for shadows like that, and so I think that could be part of that reasoning, but this is the only shade I've struggled with, and even then you can take off, I feel like once you take off the hard pan, it kind of resolves that, but like the shade Super Foiled, it is so, so beautiful on. So I love to wear this in the office because you still get a very neutral look, and then it's very versatile, like with just pretty much anything you wear. I wear this all the time for work. I'm just putting in the lightest shade in the palette, just this. Kind of like that to kind of blink out my eyelid and kind of create some brightness. And then I almost always use the Spoiler Alert shade here, just to kind of buff in the crease, because it gives some perfect like depth right here, just to kind of make that. It's almost like the bronze, bronzer in the eye crease. It's very, very similar look to that. Like you could even just do this and then go about your day. I want to add a little bit of the dark shade, like a darker brown probably, just along my lash line. I love using that color for liners, so if you want to do like a wing, you could totally wing it out. I'm not doing that today just because sake of time. It always takes me a little bit longer to do like a full wing, and I'm trying to do a quick look today, so we're gonna, not to say I have done quick liner before, but you know, especially while I'm new at filming and new at doing videos and things like that. Again, I'm not an expert and I'm not a makeup artist, so I'm a newbie at everything right now. I've been doing my makeup for a long time, but I'm not technically a makeup artist or anything like that. All right, so yeah, this looks great. I love the look of that. I feel like it just kind of opens up the eye a lot more, and it just gives a lot of definition right there. And then I think I want to go ahead and add, I think I want to show you guys this, it's like Rose to Fame or Rose to Fame, just because of how pretty it is. I always use my finger, but like look at that. It's like a bronzy rose gold shade, and it is stunning, like so pretty. So like I like to do that one a lot because of how foiled it is. This is one that I would totally get their other palettes, because they do have other like color stories that are the exact same like formula and stuff as these ones, but just different, you know, shades, different color stories. And it is so pretty. The lighting does not do it justice right now, I just have to tell you. The other one that's super pretty is this Brassy and Sassy. It's a pink golden like shimmer shade, and this one really pops, and I like to wear that one more in the inner part of my eye when I wear it. But it truly just goes together so well. And then it has this, I don't know, Nipo Beige. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use just a teeny, it's like an Ulta Beauty brush, and I just gonna pop this in the inner part, inner corner. Just kind of add that highlight there. So, and you could even, if you don't want the sparkle, you could do this on a petal one. Like you could do that shade even in the inner corner, and it would look great because it's a good like brightening shade. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, and then again, it's so versatile. You can do a dark color, one of the darker colors here. You could do like on the edge if you want to even deepen it up. So like, for example, I'm gonna use this Trust Fund Issues shade and just kind of deepen that up. Like, look how quick that is. Just like as a quick makeup look. And it's so office friendly. I love it. So highly recommend this Morphe palette. Again, it's just the Morphe Artistry palette. I'm pretty sure they still sell it, even though they have the new ones. I still think they have this one, and so I'm hoping and assuming that the majority of the quality is very similar to this with their new palettes. Again, I can't attest to that. I only have one, and I've only tried it a couple of times. It is great quality in my opinion, but I don't know if each color story also varies in their performance, because sometimes that can happen. Okay, moving on to face. I want to do a quick face look with my favorite drugstore products. I'm using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This lasts forever, I swear. I've had this for so long. I love it, and it's one of the only poreless primers that I actually like, because I feel like it really does kind of help smooth out that area. And it feels good on the face. Like, it doesn't feel drying, and it doesn't like do anything weird to my skin, because I do have very dry skin. Like, it helps with your pores, but it's not drying, if that makes sense. So I like it over like a silicone based like poreless primer, just because I think it, I don't know. I think it works better and it feels better on my skin. I know that e.l.f., I don't know if they still have it, but I know that they had one in like the jar. So it's not like the liquid version, but it's just a putty version. Just in like a little jar. And I could not tell a difference whatsoever with my skin. Like I felt like it was completely useless. I don't know if they still sell that one because that one came out first before the liquid poreless one. But ever since I've gotten this liquid one, I absolutely love it. I don't wear primer a whole ton, but it is one that I wear when I want to do this, when I want a primer. The other one that I'm going to show is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Skin Foundation, or Satin Foundation, sorry. I use the shade, I don't even know. I think it's one of their more fair shades because, you know, I'm fair. But I feel like I've struggled liking this. I think like it looks really good when I first apply it, but then as the day goes, I feel like it just does not wear well for me. So like, and again, it's not my perfect mate chat. Oh my gosh, my brain is going faster than it can speak. Shade match. It's not my perfect shade match. So I don't know if that has to do with it. If I had like a better shade for myself, if I would like it more. I definitely prefer a lighter shade over like having it too dark. But if you can see what I mean, like it is lighter than what I need, but they just don't have as many shades, and I just haven't convinced myself to get a new one because I mean, I'm already like I can't return this one, and I don't love it enough to be like, okay, I want this, like definitely worth getting another shade. Just because I haven't, dude, I got way too much. Let me just wipe off some of this because I already have a ton on my, I'm just gonna add a little bit, okay. Sorry, that's one thing too, because sometimes I find that I over apply products, especially like face products, because I just like, you know, to get my whole face covered. And I feel like sometimes when you use too much of a product, then it does look a little bit more drying, a little bit more cakey. But like, as I'm looking at this right now, it looks so good. Like it looks so good in the camera view. It looks good in my mirror. Like I love the finish of it. But see, I wore this today and I hadn't worn this one in a while. So it'd been a minute. And I've really been debating on just like throwing it out because I've had such mixed feelings about it. Used it today and I was like, oh my gosh, like this actually looks so good. And it does. It truly is a true satin finish. It looks really great here. It looks blended. I feel like it gives a very good coverage for the price. It's only like $8. So like for the price, it's awesome, right? And it looks so good now. But as I wore it throughout the day, I feel like it just looked bad on me, on my skin. Like it looked, my pores were completely emphasized. It was clinging to dry spots. And that's one of my pet peeves with foundation, is if it really emphasizes my pores and like dry spots and flakiness at the end of the day. And that's one problem that I have with my dry skin. And that's just how I felt today. When I was driving home, I looked at myself and I was like, okay, she needs some work, you know? So I don't know. I love it, but I don't know if I would consider this a full day foundation for me personally. It doesn't wear well for me. I'm gonna go in with the Milani. This is the Hey Honey, it's the Cheek Kiss bronzer. I like this. I feel like that the finish, or not the finish, the consistency of this is kind of weird. And I say weird, sorry, I'm getting a brush for this. I should have prepped for this part. It's a little bit harder in the pan, like it's a cream bronzer. But I find that I don't love like the shade. And this is the lightest shade they have. So like I would prefer something not so like yellowy based. I feel like it's yellowy. Does that make sense? I feel like it's a little yellowy or orangey. And I'm just not a huge fan of that. It does blend away really well, as far as like making it look even and stuff. Like, it does blend really well, but I just don't know if I love this. I keep trying it just to kind of see. I'll probably still use it because, again, it's not bad. I just wish they had more shades. I wish they had just a slightly lighter shade for my skin tone, or that maybe wasn't leaning as warm, like yellowy. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's just what I think. And this is the first more cream bronzer that I've ever used. And so it was just weird for me getting used to a cream bronzer because I actually personally love a powder bronzer. I prefer that right now over anything else. And then I tried more of a liquid bronzer and I also like that. So I think cream just isn't my go-to for bronzer. I totally forgot to apply this e.l.f. Halo Glow. I am going to apply it over this foundation. I might regret it, but I want to put it on like the highlights of my cheeks. I almost always use this under foundation because I feel like it gives extra coverage and it gives just this beautiful glow. So that's another thing that I love to wear under my makeup. But I'm just gonna tap it on here and see if that works. We're testing it out today. So far, I don't see any like problems with it breaking up the foundation underneath. I feel like that it's just kind of meshing in with the foundation. I think that looks really good. And again, it just kind of highlighted a little bit more on my face, made it a little bit more glowy, which I like. So that's really pretty. I love this. This is my holy grail. I use this almost all the time, almost every day under any foundation. I have yet to find a foundation that it does not work under, which says a lot about the product. And then I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer. Again, one of my favorite concealers. I used this at my wedding. It was actually introduced to me by my sister, my stepsister. She helped me with my makeup on my wedding day because I didn't want to have to stress about doing it. And she used this on my wedding day. And I think it's great. I think it gives good coverage. It's like more natural looking. It's very lightweight. I feel like it wears well throughout the day. Definitely, like, I think it's a lighter coverage, but I've never really liked full coverage makeup, especially for concealer. So like, I feel like it's a good enough coverage. So yeah, I did wear this and it does not crease, besides typical normal creasing, which everyone has eye creases. So I am then going to go ahead and add my e.l.f. It's the Luminous Putty Blush. I'm also trying to decide if I like this. This is kind of like a peachy shade. I don't know what the shade name is. Isla del Sol, it says on here on the back. I think that's the name of it. I'm just gonna use the same brush I used for my contour. The thing that I don't like about it is the size, because there's just not a lot of room to kind of like move it around and like get it in your brush. And then it's kind of a weird consistency, again, similar to how I feel like the cream bronzer is, to where it's like kind of like putty, creamy. It's not quite a liquid, it's not quite a powder, and I think that's where I struggle. Again, just the consistency is different. But it looks beautiful on. Like, look at that. It's so pretty. Like, this shade especially, I love it. Because even though it looks so orange in, like, the pan, like, look at that. It looks so orange. I feel like it's so wearable. And it does. It has a little bit of luminosity. So, like, you can tell on the camera. And so that's what I like about it. I think the finish is beautiful. But yeah, if anything, I would just change the container it's in. I would make it in a bigger or like more flat container rather than like a pot, just because I feel like that's kind of hard to get on your brush and do the application for it. And I don't like the twist lid. I don't know. Little things, the little things that matter to me. So that's what I would change. I don't think I would buy it again. Like, I don't think it's worth buying because I feel like I could get this shade and I could get this glow with you know, something else in my collection. So okay, I already have mascara, so I really don't want to put on another layer because I'm just gonna take this off. Today I used the Panorama L'Oreal mascara. I really love this mascara. This is after the whole day, and it's also after I applied eyeshadow, right? So like right now it doesn't look as light because I have like in the camera and in the mirror, I can see that the tips of my lashes have been lightened because of the eyeshadow. So just so you know, like it looked even better before. But yeah, there's no flaking. Like this is a good wear, you know, it's been a whole day. It's been hours of wearing this. So this is one I recommend. This one, the only thing is I feel like you can't layer as well. Like once it dries, I feel like it's dried and it stays, which is probably why it doesn't flake or smudge or smear, but it just makes it harder. Like if you get busy and you can't finish your mascara, like this is when you really want to make sure you're sitting down and have the extra time to do those layers all at once, or else once it dries, it's more difficult to layer and move the lashes around in my experience. Okay, we're almost done. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. I'm just gonna spray my face just for like a little bit of a refresh. This sprayer is divine. Like, it's just so great. The one thing about this is, I don't know if, I've never heard anyone else say this, but it has a weird smell. I think it's just because of the oil mixture, like I'm assuming, because that's what I imagine. Like it just kind of smells oily, and I don't know how else to explain it. I do feel like it did kind of elevate and make my skin a little bit more glowy. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good for the price. I don't know if I would buy it again because of the smell, but that's just me. I love like a clean, fresh smell, and for this, it's like plasticky. I don't know, like oily, and no one else. I watch a lot of like YouTube videos and stuff about makeup, and I feel like no one else. I feel like it was like raved about when it came out and everyone loved it, and for me, I was like, oh, yeah, like I guess it does give the skin a little bit of glow. I don't think it alters your makeup too much, which is nice. And the mister, again, phenomenal, like beautiful. Drugstore misters are so hard to get, like a really fine mist like that. So I think that's why everyone loves it so much. But for me, I just can't get over the smell of it. I don't know. That's just me though. And then I'm gonna top it off with the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil. This is my first one that I ever got, and this is one that you can still get. It's like the Coral Fixation one, so it's one of their main shades. I love this. This is like my summer one. So I always wear this in the summer. I almost always top this. If I'm wearing lipstick, any kind of lip liner, anything like that, I almost always top this on it because it gives such a juicy look to your lips. It makes them look really big and full. I like the minty sensation it has. I feel like it's kind of refreshing, but it's not plumping, so it doesn't hurt, but it is a minty sensation. And yeah, it's very cushiony. So I really, really like these. I have other shades. I have another one that's more of their, I think it was a more limited shade, like a berry one or a jam one, some kind of darker berry shade, and I love that in the fall and like the winter. It just looks so good because it has a slight tint. This one doesn't really have any tint in my opinion. I feel like it doesn't, but yeah, I have used this so much and there's still so much left. Like I would say it's about halfway gone right now. and I've used it almost every day for the last like 2 years. I don't know if that's expired or not, but I don't care. It still smells good. It still works and wears well. So I'm gonna keep wearing it till either it's gone or it's like dead. So anyway, that's it. I think that's it. Yeah. I'm looking over my makeup. I have everything else done. I'm not gonna do a highlight because I already feel like I'm very glowy enough for that. And yeah, so this is a quick look. Again, one of my favorite palettes, the Morphe Artistry palette. Highly recommend this if you need a neutral leaning palette with glam. Like, you could really dress this up too. So it could go either for the office, or you could even wear this out at a date night or just out partying, like, because there's a little bit of variety here, but it's neutral, so that's nice. And then again, I'll have to kind of figure out my decision on this soft glam. I still haven't decided because, again, right now I love the way that my skin looks. I think it looks beautiful. I definitely feel like it has that satin finish, and my skin looks great right now, but again, I just feel like for me this doesn't wear the best, so I just have to remind myself, if I do choose to wear it, you know, is it going to be a full day of makeup, or is it just going to be for a partial day that I'm wearing this, because then I can decide if I really like this. Pro concealer, can't go wrong with that. The e.l.f. blush, again, I like it. I love the look of it. I just wish the packaging was a little bit different. I won't buy this again for packaging because I feel like there's so many blushes out there that you can get, so I would just get something that I prefer to use over that. Same with the Milani. Again, I know this is the holy grail for a lot of people for bronzer. Cream blonde bronzer, just this specific consistency just isn't my thing, where it's a more solid cream bronzer. I think I would lean more either liquid or just powder. But otherwise, it's a beautiful product. I do also wish they had a different shade. Now it seems to be blended quite a bit more, but I still wish it was a little bit more neutral leaning or cool toned, or like red toned for me personally. But still, it is a great option for drugstore. This, again, I do also love. I just can't get past the smell. So once I finish this, I don't think I'll repurchase, but setting spray is another one where I can get a lot of good options. This I would totally buy again. This is something I like to use under my makeup, especially if I want like a more smooth surface to work with. So definitely recommend this. And then I will always buy this under my foundation. I always use this. So again, this is my holy grail. I've bought multiple of these. Sorry, I'm having like the hiccups. Bought multiple of these and highly recommend. So yeah, that's our recap. Oh yeah, and then the e.l.f. moisturizer, I highly recommend that as well. Thank you for joining me. It's kind of a longer video, longer than what I was expecting. I just started talking about makeup and it just went from there. But I hope you have a really good night, and yeah, let me know if there's any certain products you like from the drugstore that you love. I know e.l.f. is one of my top choices in drugstore products. Morphe's a great one for eyeshadow, all of the things. So hopefully we'll be able to make more videos about some of those products that I love and continue to use, and then hopefully we can get some new products coming in soon. But yeah, I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.